Few people know this, but there is an almost secret formula that allows you to find out which cars can exceed 500,000 kilometers without suffering serious breakdowns. The automotive industry has invested millions in durability studies, but those results never see the light of day. The reason? They would reveal that some models from 2 decades ago are more reliable than many new cars. In this video, you'll learn about the definitive list of 15 vehicles that professional engineers and mechanics choose for their own families. They're not the most attractive or the fastest, but they are the smartest purchases you can make. Each one was selected based on 3 scientific criteria: availability of spare parts, actual history of mechanical failures, and total long-term cost of ownership. The number 1 is so durable that entire taxi fleets still use it after 15 years. Stay tuned until the end, because understanding this information can save you tens of thousands of dollars and years of automotive frustration. 15. Volvo 240. The Volvo 240 is, without exaggeration, a tank on wheels. Built between the mid-1970s and the early 1990s, this Swedish sedan became synonymous with safety and longevity. What's interesting about the 240 is that it never tried to be flashy. Its boxy, almost austere design looked more like a statement of principles than a marketing strategy. Volvo wasn't trying to win people over with elegant curves, but with reinforced steel and engines that seemed built to outlast their owners. The 4-cylinder engines that powered the 240 were simple, but incredibly robust. With basic maintenance, oil, filters, belts, they could easily surpass 500,000 kilometers. And there are plenty of documented cases of units reaching 1 million kilometers without major repairs. When it came to safety, the 240 was a pioneer. It introduced crumple zones and reinforced structures at a time when most manufacturers were only beginning to talk about passive safety. That obsession with protecting occupants made it a favorite among families in Europe and the United States. Culturally, the Volvo 240 became a symbol of stability. It was the car of university professors, doctors, and families who valued peace of mind over ostentation. And today, decades later, it remains a sought-after classic among collectors who know they're not just buying a piece of history, but a vehicle that can still hold its own on the road. Before we continue, let me tell you this. This is the channel car dealerships don't want you to watch, because here we show things exactly as they are. No filters, no sugarcoating. Subscribe and leave a like if you don't want to be sold smoke and mirrors, and make sure your next car isn't a cleverly disguised disappointment. 14. Jeep Cherokee XJ. When it comes to indestructible off-roaders, the Jeep Cherokee XJ deserves a place of honor. Produced between 1984 and 2001, this compact SUV redefined what it meant to be a versatile vehicle. Its boxy, rugged design looked like it was carved to withstand anything. But what truly made it legendary was its engine, the 4.0-liter inline-6. This power plant is considered by many to be one of the most reliable engines ever built in the United States. There are Cherokee XJs that have surpassed 500,000 kilometers without major repairs, and they're still running strong. The secret was its simplicity. No complicated electronics, no fragile sensors. Just solid mechanics, easy to repair in any workshop, even with basic tools. That simplicity made it a favorite among adventurers, police forces, and families who needed a vehicle that could do it all. The Cherokee XJ also innovated with its unibody chassis, something unusual for off-roaders of its time. That combination of lightness and strength gave it an advantage over heavier, less agile rivals. Today, the Cherokee XJ is a cult classic. In off-road communities, it's celebrated as one of the best 4x4s ever created. And if you own one in good condition, consider yourself lucky. You probably have a vehicle that could stay with you for life. 13. Honda Accord 1998, 2002, V6, 2008, 2012. The Honda Accord is a perfect example of how a sedan can be elegant, comfortable, and at the same time practically indestructible. The 1998-2002 generation is remembered with special affection. Its F23 4-cylinder engine was simple, but incredibly tough. Many owners have surpassed 600,000 kilometers with the original engine and automatic transmission still working without major issues. The 2008-2012 generation, equipped with a 3.5-liter V6, also earned its place in history. This engine delivered power and smoothness, but most importantly, durability. With basic maintenance, it was common to see them exceed 300,000 kilometers without complications. The Accord wasn't just reliable, it was also comfortable. Its spacious, well-designed interior made it the family car of choice in the United States, Asia, and Latin America. And while it was never the flashiest in its segment, its reputation made it a safe investment. In the used car market, Accords from these generations hold surprisingly high value. And that's no coincidence. Buyers know they're getting a vehicle that can last for decades. 12. Toyota Land Cruiser, the Series 80-100. If there's a vehicle that seems built to survive the end of the world, it's the Toyota Land Cruiser. For more than half a century, this Japanese off-roader has earned a reputation for being practically indestructible, and the 80 and 100 series are the best examples of that legacy. The 80 series, produced between 1990 and 1997, was a huge leap in refinement without losing its toughness. With inline-six engines, both gasoline and diesel, it could cover hundreds of thousands of kilometers in extreme conditions: deserts, jungles, mountains. No matter the terrain, the Land Cruiser kept moving forward as if nothing had happened. The 100 series, launched in 1998, introduced more comfort and technology, but without sacrificing robustness. Its 4.7-liter V8, known as the 2UZ-FE, is famous for surpassing 1 million kilometers in taxi fleets, rescue services, and even humanitarian caravans in Africa. There are documented stories of Land Cruisers that have worked for 2 decades with nothing more than basic maintenance. What sets the Land Cruiser apart is that it's not just a car, it's a survival tool. In the Middle East, it's the vehicle of choice for explorers and military forces. In Africa, it's common to see units with 20 or 30 years of use still running like new. In the used car market, its value is sky high. A used Land Cruiser can cost almost as much as a brand new SUV from another brand. And the reason is simple. People know they're buying a vehicle that can last a lifetime. 11. Toyota Hilux, 1985-1995. The Toyota Hilux is, without a doubt, the most famous pickup truck on the planet. Its reputation for being indestructible is no myth. It's a reality proven in every corner of the world. The 1985 to 1995 generation is the one that cemented that fame. With simple yet robust gasoline and diesel engines, the Hilux could easily surpass 500,000 kilometers without major repairs. Its ladder-framed chassis and reinforced suspension made it ideal for heavy work, from hauling construction materials to tackling dirt roads in rural areas. What's most impressive about the Hilux is that its durability was publicly put to the test. On TV shows like Top Gear, they tried to destroy a 1990s Hilux. They submerged it in the sea, set it on fire, dropped it from a crane, and it still kept running. That episode became the best marketing campaign Toyota could have ever imagined. In countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the Hilux isn't just a vehicle, it's a work tool. Farmers, merchants, and even armies use it because they know it will never leave them stranded. Today, finding a Hilux from that era in good condition is almost impossible. And if one does appear, its price is usually sky high. Because everyone knows that buying a Hilux means buying a piece of history and a guarantee of mobility for decades to come. 10. Toyota Corolla. Talking about the Toyota Corolla is talking about a living legend. Since its launch in 1966, it has become the best-selling car in the world, with more than 50 million units sold. But what really matters isn't the number, it's the reason behind it. The Corolla is synonymous with reliability. Toyota never set out to make the Corolla spectacular. It didn't try to make it the fastest or the most luxurious. Its philosophy was different. Make it simple, durable, and accessible. And that decision changed history. While other manufacturers gambled on risky innovations, Toyota focused on perfecting the basics: robust 4-cylinder engines, dependable transmissions, and a design that prioritized function over fashion. The result was a car that could stay with a family for decades. There are countless stories of Corollas surpassing 500,000 kilometers with nothing more than basic maintenance. User forums are full of owners who claim their Corolla has lasted longer than several of their personal relationships. Another of its secrets is the availability of spare parts. In practically any country in the world, you can find parts for a Corolla, original, generic, or used. And any mechanic, even in places with limited infrastructure, knows how to fix it. Culturally, the Corolla became a symbol of stability. It was the first car for millions of families, the trusted taxi in thousands of cities, the car that simply never fails. That constant presence in everyday life turned it into an icon of trust. 9. Honda Civic. If the Toyota Corolla is the undisputed king of reliability, the Honda Civic is its eternal rival and companion on the throne. Since its debut in 1972, the Civic has become a global benchmark, not only for its popularity, but for its ability to withstand the test of time. Between 2000 and 2018, Honda perfected a formula that seemed unbeatable. Its 1.6, 1.8, and 2.0-liter engines became legends of durability. What's interesting is that they weren't exclusive to the Civic. They were also used in the Accord, the CR-V, and the HR-V. That meant Honda wasn't experimenting on its customers, but delivering proven mechanics already tested in millions of units worldwide. What sets the Civic apart is that it combines that reliability with an attractive design and a driving experience more exciting than its direct rival, the Corolla. While Toyota leaned into absolute sobriety, Honda decided a car could be reliable and fun at the same time. That mix made it a favorite among young drivers, families, and tuning enthusiasts who found in the Civic a solid base for modifications without fear of blowing the engine. In terms of efficiency, the Civic surprises even when compared to more expensive modern models. Its fuel consumption is low, and it achieves that without fragile turbos or complicated hybrid systems. It's pure Japanese engineering, simple, direct, and effective. In the used car market, the Civic is one of the few vehicles you can buy with your eyes closed. Even with more than 150,000 kilometers on the odometer, it remains a safe bet. And perhaps most interestingly, it holds its value well because its reputation backs it up. Culturally, the Civic also carries enormous weight. In the United States, it became an icon of youth car culture in the 1990s and 2000s, thanks to how easy it was to modify. But beyond the spoilers and loud exhausts, what really made it famous was its ability to withstand abuse and keep running. 8. Subaru Legacy. The Subaru Legacy holds a special place in the history of automotive reliability because it represents something few manufacturers have managed to achieve, combining durability with a distinctive character. While other Japanese sedans lean toward absolute sobriety, Subaru decided its proposal needed a unique stamp, and it found it in two elements that still define the brand today: permanent all-wheel drive and the boxer engine. Since the late 1980s, when the first generation appeared, the Legacy was conceived as a family sedan capable of handling conditions that normally required choosing a full-blown off-roader. That vision made it a favorite in regions with extreme climates, such as the northern United States, Canada, or the European Alps. In places where snow and ice sidelined many rivals, the Legacy kept moving forward with the confidence of a train on rails. One of the most memorable moments in its history came with the fourth generation, launched in 2003. The 2004 model, in particular, became a benchmark. Equipped with a 3.0-liter flat-six engine, it delivered 245 horsepower, an impressive figure for a family sedan of the time. But beyond the power, what stood out was the smooth ride and the sense of absolute control on any surface. That said, not everything was perfect. Starting with the fifth generation, Subaru introduced CVT transmissions in many of its models, including the Legacy. While these gearboxes offered fuel efficiency, they didn't match the mechanical toughness of traditional automatic transmissions. The most demanding users noticed the difference. The car was still reliable, but it no longer had that indestructible feel that characterized earlier generations. Even so, the years 2005 to 2009 are still considered a golden era for the Legacy. And perhaps the most interesting thing is that it never tried to be a flashy sedan. It didn't have the glamour of a BMW 3 Series or the mass popularity of a Toyota Camry. Its appeal lay elsewhere, in the quiet confidence of knowing that no matter what happened, the car would respond. 7. Mazda 6. The Mazda 6 is one of those cars that prove reliability doesn't have to come at the expense of driving pleasure. Since its launch in 2002 as the successor to the Mazda 626, this midsize sedan quickly earned a reputation for balance, a vehicle that offered attractive design, durable engines, and dynamic handling that set it apart from more conservative rivals. What stands out about the Mazda 6 is that, unlike other Japanese sedans that focus solely on durability, Mazda decided to add an extra ingredient: enjoyment behind the wheel. The brand has always carried an implicit motto, the famous Zoom Zoom, reflecting its philosophy of creating cars that deliver emotion. And the surprising part is that they managed to do it without sacrificing mechanical toughness. The 2.0, 2.3, and especially the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engines became the reliable heart of the model. With basic maintenance, these power plants have easily surpassed 300,000 kilometers, and in some cases, with careful owners, there are records of units reaching the 1 million kilometer mark. The 6-speed automatic transmission is another strong point. In a market where many brands bet on CVT gearboxes that turned out to be problematic, Mazda stuck with a more traditional and robust solution. The result was a smooth, dependable transmission, far more durable than many competitors. In the used car market, the Mazda 6 is something of an open secret. It doesn't have the mass fame of the Corolla or the Civic, but those who know it recognize it as a gem. Its resale value remains stable, and mechanics often recommend it as a safe option for those seeking a reliable sedan with character. 6. Toyota Fortuner. The Toyota Fortuner is one of those vehicles that seem built to withstand anything. Launched in 2004 as part of Toyota's IMV family, alongside the Hilux and the Innova, the Fortuner was born with a clear purpose: to be a robust SUV capable of handling extreme conditions without sacrificing comfort. Unlike many modern SUVs that use unibody platforms, the Fortuner retains a body-on-frame construction inherited from work trucks. That technical decision gives it structural toughness that makes it ideal for rough roads, extreme climates, and terrains where other vehicles simply don't dare to go. Under the hood, the Fortuner has carried some of Toyota's most reliable engines, such as the 3.0-liter 1KD FTV diesel and the 2.5-liter 2KD. Both are famous for their durability and for their ability to run even on lower quality fuels, making them perfect for countries where infrastructure isn't always the best. Its suspension, designed to withstand heavy loads and rough terrain, can feel stiff in the city, but that firmness translates into off-road capability that few SUVs in its segment can match. And with 4x4 available in many versions, the Fortuner is ready for any challenge. The interior doesn't try to dazzle with unnecessary luxuries. It's practical, spacious, and built to last. The plastics are hard but durable, and the seats are designed to withstand years of intensive use. There's plenty of room for passengers, luggage, and even camping gear. One of the most striking aspects of the Fortuner is its resale value. Unlike many SUVs that depreciate quickly, the Fortuner holds high prices even after several years of use. In countries like Australia, South Africa, or Mexico, it's seen more as an investment than an expense. Many owners claim that even after a decade of hard use, the Fortuner continues to run without serious problems. 5. Suzuki Swift. The Suzuki Swift is proof that reliability doesn't always come in large packages. At first glance, it looks like a modest car, almost invisible compared to giants like the Corolla or the Civic. But behind its compact size and simple appearance lies a true champion of durability. Since its launch in the 1980s, the Swift has earned a place in markets where what matters most isn't luxury or power, but toughness and low maintenance costs. One of the keys to its success is mechanical simplicity. The K-Series engines, which have powered the Swift for several generations, are famous for their toughness. They use a timing chain instead of a belt, eliminating one of the most expensive and frequent maintenance jobs in other cars. Fuel economy is another of its strong points. Thanks to its low weight and efficient engines, the Swift can cover long distances with very little fuel. In countries where the price of gasoline is a decisive factor, this characteristic makes it a very attractive option. Its simple mechanics also mean that any workshop can repair it. There's no need for a sophisticated scanner or a specialized engineer. The problems it may present are easy to diagnose and solve. This reduces maintenance costs and increases owners' confidence, since they know they won't be stranded by a complicated electronic failure. When it comes to spare parts, the Swift has another advantage. They're cheap and easy to find. Suzuki designed this model with accessibility in mind, and that's reflected in the abundance of parts available on the market. Culturally, the Swift became a symbol of practicality. In congested cities, its compact size makes it ideal for parking and maneuvering. In rural areas, its mechanical toughness makes it a dependable ally. And in countries where saving money is essential, its efficiency makes it stand out against more expensive competitors. 4. Honda CR-V. The Honda CR-V is without a doubt one of the most successful and reliable SUVs in modern history. Since its launch in 1995, it has become a benchmark in the compact SUV segment. What sets it apart is that, unlike many SUVs that prioritize looks over substance, the CR-V has always focused on delivering what really matters: space, practicality, and above all, reliability. The fourth generation, produced between 2012 and 2017, is considered by many experts to be the high point of the CR-V. Equipped with a 2.4-liter engine, it offered the perfect combination of power and efficiency. It wasn't spectacular on paper, but it was an engine that could cover hundreds of thousands of kilometers without serious issues. During those years, the CR-V was the best-selling SUV in the world, even surpassing the Toyota RAV4, which shows the level of trust consumers placed in it. One of the factors that explains its success is versatility. The CR-V adapts to everything: city driving, highways, family trips, and even dirt roads. Its suspension is designed to provide comfort without sacrificing stability, and its interior is spacious and practical, with enough room for passengers and luggage. The CR-V's reputation for reliability didn't come out of nowhere. Mechanics recommend it because they know its engines are tough, and its automatic transmissions, at least in the most recommended generations, rarely present serious failures. On top of that, spare parts are abundant and relatively affordable, which makes maintenance easier. In the used car market, the CR-V holds a high value. This may seem like a disadvantage for those looking for a cheap car, but in reality, it's a sign of its reliability. Buyers are willing to pay more because they know they'll get a vehicle that will give them years of trouble-free service. Culturally, the CR-V also carries weight. In many countries, it became the family SUV par excellence, the car that accompanies families on vacations, moves, and long trips. That constant presence in everyday life transformed it into a symbol of trust and stability. Before revealing the top 3, here's a quick reminder. To stay informed about what dealerships might be hiding and to truly understand what you're buying, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. We're dedicated to uncovering the secrets they'd rather you never discover. 3. Mazda CX-5. The Mazda CX-5 is one of those models that, without making too much noise, became a benchmark of reliability and balance in the compact SUV segment. Since its launch in 2012, this vehicle has represented Mazda's bid to compete with giants like the Toyota RAV4 and the Honda CR-V. But instead of copying its rivals, Mazda decided to give the CX-5 its own philosophy, a car that wasn't just reliable, but also exciting to drive. The first generation, 2012-2016, already showed what was to come. With Sky-active engines of 2.0 and 2.5 liters, Mazda achieved a remarkable balance between efficiency and durability. These engines, designed with a high compression ratio and a focus on thermal efficiency, not only offered competitive fuel consumption, but also proved to be surprisingly resistant to wear. Many owners reported surpassing 200,000 kilometers without significant problems, as long as basic maintenance was respected. The second generation, launched in 2017, consolidated that reputation. With improvements in design, materials, and technology, the CX-5 felt more premium without losing its essence of reliability. The 2.5-liter Sky-active G engine became a favorite among many drivers, thanks to its balance of power and efficiency. And the 6-speed automatic transmission, far from being a weak point, stood out for its smoothness and durability, avoiding the issues that plagued many CVT gearboxes from competitors. What's most surprising about the CX-5 is its driving dynamics. Unlike other SUVs that prioritize comfort alone, Mazda fine-tuned the chassis and suspension so that the CX-5 feels agile, almost like a sporty sedan. This characteristic not only makes it more fun to drive, but also contributes to its durability. A vehicle that behaves predictably and stably tends to suffer less wear on critical components such as brakes, suspension, and tires. In the used car market, the CX-5 has earned a place as a safe bet. Although it doesn't have the mass fame of the RAV4 or the CR-V, those who know it recognize it as a reliable, efficient SUV with character. 2. Subaru Forester. The Subaru Forester is a fascinating case in the automotive world. Since its debut in 1997, this compact SUV has built such a loyal following that many describe it as a cult car. And it's no exaggeration. The Forester combines qualities that are rarely found together in a single vehicle. It's as spacious as an SUV, as agile as a sedan, as tough as an off-roader, and above all, as reliable as few others. Its secret lies in two elements that are Subaru trademarks: the Boxer engine and permanent all-wheel drive. The Boxer engine, with its horizontally opposed cylinders, offers unique advantages: a lower center of gravity, fewer vibrations, and a longer lifespan. This configuration, uncommon in the industry, gives the Forester road stability that surprises anyone driving it for the first time. The 2009, 2013, and 2016, 2017 generations are especially recommended by experts and owners. During those years, Subaru achieved an almost perfect balance between power, efficiency, and durability. The 2010 and 2011 models in particular are considered gems in the used car market, thanks to their proven toughness and the absence of serious flaws. What truly sets the Forester apart is its versatility. It can do it all: city driving, highways, dirt roads, long trips. Its suspension is designed to absorb irregularities without compromising stability, and its all-wheel drive makes it a dependable ally in extreme climates. In the used car market, the Forester maintains a solid reputation. It's not always easy to find one in good condition, since many have been heavily used, but those who manage to get a well-cared-for example know they have a vehicle capable of lasting half a lifetime or more. 1. Toyota RAV4. The Toyota RAV4 is, without a doubt, one of the most iconic and reliable SUVs in modern history. Since its launch in 1994, it not only inaugurated the compact SUV segment, but also became a benchmark for what it means to combine practicality, durability, and efficiency in a single vehicle. The first generation, 1994 to 2000, was revolutionary. At a time when SUVs were large, heavy, and inefficient, Toyota introduced a compact, lightweight model with all-wheel drive, designed for both city use and light off-road adventures. That formula quickly made it a success, especially among young drivers and families looking for versatility. What truly cemented its reputation was mechanical reliability. The 4-cylinder engines that powered the early RAV4s proved to be practically indestructible. With basic maintenance, they could surpass 400,000 or even 500,000 kilometers without major issues. The third generation, 2006-2012, and the fourth, 2013-2018, are considered by many experts to be the most balanced. During those years, Toyota perfected the formula: reliable 2.4 and 2.5-liter engines, robust automatic transmissions, and a solid build that withstood the test of time. The 2009, 2012, and 2016, 2017 models in particular are highly recommended in the used car market. The RAV4 also stands out for its versatility. It can handle everything: city driving, highways, family trips, dirt roads. Its suspension is designed to provide comfort without sacrificing stability, and its interior is spacious and practical, with enough room for passengers and luggage. When it comes to fuel economy, it has always been above the average for its segment. Even in all-wheel drive versions, it achieves competitive figures that make it attractive as a long-term vehicle. And in more recent generations, Toyota introduced hybrid versions that further reinforced its reputation for efficiency without compromising reliability. In the used car market, the RAV4 maintains high prices, and that's not a disadvantage. It's a sign of trust. Buyers know they're acquiring a vehicle that can stay with them for decades. Now that you know the 15 most reliable cars in modern history, if you had to choose just one, which would you pick? We'd love to read your comments and see how many of us agree on the same car. Although there is one thing many of us will agree on, and that is watching the video on screen, because we know it can save us a lot of money, time, and headaches in the future. But first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like, because if you don't, we may never see each other again.